So, when AI walks into a high-stakes field like medicine or finance, who gets the final say? Is it the seasoned pro who's been doing it for 30 years and understands the why? Or is it the coder who actually built the tool and understands the how? Well, a fascinating new paper tackles this exact clash, and today we're going to break down its blueprint for how to solve it.
Here's what we've got on tap. First up, we're going to meet the two key players in this new power dynamic. Then, we'll see just how high the stakes are by looking at the world of financial auditing. From there, we'll dive straight into the paper's main idea, this concept of an unbalanced ethics that's causing all the problems, and the 4 rules it says can fix it. And finally, we'll see why this whole thing isn't just about auditors, it's about every single one of us.
Okay, imagine this. You have a master engineer, someone who's built bridges her entire life. She knows steel, she knows stress, she knows safety. Then one day, a coder walks in with an AI that's designed a new alloy. It's way stronger, way lighter, but the engineer can't fully vet it herself. Does she just trust the code? That's the exact kind of clash we're talking about today.
At its heart, this whole conflict boils down to these two types of experts. On one side, you've got your domain experts. These are your auditors, your doctors, your lawyers. They have the real-world experience, the authority. They know the why. But on the other side, you've got the method experts, the AI specialists, the data scientists. They're the ones who build the algorithms. They know the how. And, things really start to get heated when the how starts making decisions that used to belong to the why, completely upending who's actually in charge.
All right, so this isn't just some, academic debate. The paper grounds this whole conflict in the super high-stakes world of financial auditing, where just one bad call from an AI can create massive, real-world disasters.
Yeah, a flawed AI audit isn't just some rounding error on a spreadsheet. We're talking about something that can totally erode public trust in our financial markets, wipe out people's life savings, and literally cost thousands of people their jobs. So getting this right isn't just about better accounting, it's about keeping our economy stable.
So what's really going on here? What's the root of the problem? The paper argues it's not the tech itself. Nope, it's the completely lopsided way we make decisions about it. And they call the arena where these decisions get made the space of ethics.
Okay, so this space of ethics, what is it? You can think of it as the mental framework we use to judge new technologies, and it's built on a constant back and forth between 3 different ways of thinking: the pragmatic, the ethical, and the moral.
First up, you've got pragmatic reasoning. This is the simplest one. Is this new AI tool faster? Is it cheaper? Does it work better? It's all about finding the most efficient tool for the job. Pretty straightforward.
Then we move up a level to ethical reasoning. This goes beyond does it work and starts asking, is it actually good for us? And by us, we mean the immediate group, the company, its clients, the stakeholders. It's about shared values. And finally, we get to the big one, moral reasoning. This is the broadest, most important question of all. Is using this AI tool fair and right for everyone? This zooms all the way out to consider the impact on all of society. It's about justice.
And here it is. This is the heart of the problem. Right now, our space of ethics is dangerously, completely out of whack. Almost all of our decisions are being driven by those pragmatic concerns: speed, cost, efficiency. The scales are tipped so heavily that the big moral questions about what's fair for society, they get almost no attention at all.
So how do we fix this mess? Well, the paper lays out a brand new playbook for making these huge decisions, one that's designed to bring fairness back to the center of the conversation. So let's break down its big idea right now in about a minute.
It's called the multi-layered deliberative model. Now, that sounds complicated, but just think of it as a structured process, a new set of rules for the game, to make sure we're not just asking, does it work, but also asking, is it good and is it right?
And it works in 3 clear layers. First, on the pragmatic level, you let the experts debate the facts. Then, on the ethical level, you bring in stakeholders, clients, employees, to negotiate the values of the group. And finally, on the moral level, the public and regulators get involved to shape the big picture rules for everybody.
So the bottom line is this: our current approach is broken. We're so obsessed with efficiency that we're ignoring huge risks. The paper's big finding is that the only way to rebalance those scales is through a structured, inclusive conversation where everyone gets a voice and all 3 types of reasoning are given equal weight. But, for a big conversation like this to actually work, it can't just be a free-for-all. You need some ground rules. The paper says the whole thing has to be guided by 4 crystal-clear principles of fair discussion to make sure it's productive and just.
So what are the rules? First, access. Anyone who's affected gets a seat at the table.
Simple as that. Second, information. Complex tech ideas have to be explained in a way everyone can understand. Third, inclusion. All different perspectives are actually heard and respected. And finally, and this one is huge, argument. What wins the day is the better argument, not the person with the most power or the loudest voice.
And this is where it all comes together. Because look, while this paper focuses on auditors, its solution is actually a blueprint that could be used by any profession that's being turned upside down by AI right now.
The whole point of this model is to get us from that lopsided, totally unbalanced chart we saw before to this one, a perfectly balanced space of ethics, where the pragmatic, the ethical, and the moral all carry equal weight. That's how you build a stable, fair, and resilient foundation for bringing AI into our world.
And really, this isn't just for accountants. I mean, think about doctors using AI for diagnostics or lawyers using it for research. This framework gives any field a real path to have a fair, democratic, and inclusive conversation about how to adopt these incredibly powerful new tools without causing a disaster.
So that brings us right back to the beginning, and it leaves us with one last, really crucial question. As AI makes its way into your world, as your doctor, your financial advisor, your lawyer, this paper offers a blueprint for a fair process. But the question remains, who do you think gets to write the rules?